First match of a group stage. Obviously, every match will have a story, but we have to write the right one on this one. First home match, a good start is important, so we will work hard, and we've been working very hard since we finished the last match towards arriving tomorrow on the best conditions, on the best moment possible, and most of all understand how to play against this team that has its particularities, its way of playing, its own characteristics, and so that we understand how to exploit their less strong things and how to avoid that they can aggress us with the things that they have as most positive, let's say.
No, I think the coach say everything. We know, I think everybody knows in the club, the players, the technical team, how important is this tournament. And I think starting with the 3 points is the most important in our mind. We're preparing well in this week, and we are there and ready to start in the best way with the 3 points live here in South Africa.
With all the respect, but you may understand that if I will tell everything here that has to do with availability, I'm basically telling our opponent how he can address to the preparation of the match and how he can individually understand what we can do. Obviously, there's always the collective side of the question that they will never control, but they can control at least the interpreters of whatever plan we want to do. So don't take me as a lack of respect, but just as a normal position from a coach that wants to arrive tomorrow or after tomorrow on the match and can surprise the opponent as much as possible. Anyway, obviously and unfortunately, there are players that are available and that are training very well. We felt really a lot of excitement throughout the week and a lot of commitment towards the proposals that we did regarding the way we think it's important to enter, not only start the match but also continue throughout the entire match until we achieve a result that might be comfortable towards the 3 points that we want to gather. We also understand that sometimes there's because of the team is or from a country or from has not such a curriculum. There's sometimes a wrong idea about not taking the respect that we should have on these kind of matches. So that was also a very, very important message that and attitude and mindset that we had throughout the week, and we created throughout the week. We remember very well what happened last year on the first game of the group stage, where the Mamelodi Sundowns was not able to beat Maniema home, and from there how that hunted a little bit the team throughout all the group stage. So we want to make a good start. Good start is on the whistle of the referee, and the players that are available and that can start that match will be for sure very, very strong and very powerful on going and pursue the result we want to get. Look, usually when there's a double question, I usually let the player speak first, but this time I think I'm gonna break my own rule because, and Marcelo knows it, so we try always, and I try in a big effort to make players understand that any emotion that you may leave that is not proper to play a football match should be left in the locker room. And whatever happens inside the pitch should always be managed emotionally in the right way from the players. You remember last year when we played home against Esperance that there was a clash between the players, and how I was so aggressive on taking them out of that mix of players, that confusion, that noise, because I always want the players to keep their minds and their focus on the behaviors and some emotions that are negative to allow the player to keep himself on that path, and even myself. That's why sometimes when there are things that happen that have nothing to do with the game, I stay more, let's say, not happy, because it can touch my emotions, because I'm also a human being. And we need to know where we are, what was the plan, what's happening in the pitch, should we correct something, how we can help at halftime, what we're going to tell, what images we can show, should we change the plan, what players can come inside and give something more, And if our mind doesn't stay focused on this, for sure we'll not make the good decisions. This is how I see the coach. So I don't relate usually those things. You know that I'm probably always the last one to enter the pitch, not always the first to go out, but I escape from emotions as much as I can, negative ones, so that I can focus myself on what is my job. And I think that's what the players have to do. I don't believe that in a group stage match, things that are not so normal will happen in the same way. That's always more highlights, more pressure, more attention, so the behaviors, and there were fines that happened. I think that that was a very special match that happened with a lot of pressure also for that team that had a possibility of right story. And that brings a lot of emotions that also were too much and were handled, as I said, not with the best behaviors. But I don't think that will be what will happen tomorrow. After tomorrow, the match will be a football match and only a football match, and that's how my players will think about it throughout the 90 and something minutes that will be played. Sorry, Marcelo.
No, it's fine. Perfect. No, I think the coach say all. Our focus always is in our games. We need to make our game, our idea, move the ball faster, taking the chance we create. I think we are here for this, for play, and to get the 3 points and live here in South Africa. And I think this is the most important always.
First of all, Dennis will just arrive tomorrow. So the assessment on Dennis will be made tomorrow as soon as he arrives. But we believe that the fact that he went down doesn't mean that he's out of the match. Let's wait and see. But sometimes this kind of head knocks or concussions, they have different levels. We need to assess very well which level he was involved. Of course, we are in communication with the national team, but tomorrow we want to see him, make him go through some tests and then decide. Anyway, we trust the other goalkeepers that we have. Rayard is training very well. We had a friendly match on the weekend that he played. Jody February just joined a couple of weeks before, also joined the training session, so he's already training 100%, so we have options in case Dennis cannot participate on the match. There was a second question regarding the Portuguese players. Look, what happens with Portuguese, Spanish, Mexicans is the same. It's a process, obviously, of adaptation to the reality. I always said that entering in Mamelodi Sundowns is a more easy process than in other clubs. The club is very friendly, the players are very friendly to each other, the group is a very positive one, the relations are they flourish, they are from the heart, so when a player arrives, in general, he's very well received, if also he comes with the right attitude. Obviously, then there's an adaptation on football that sometimes is a little bit different. I think that it's clear for all of us that Nuno made a very good adaptation to South Africa and to the football that is played here. I also don't feel that there are a lot of differences between the game. It can be sometimes the level in some matches, but the football itself is a universal language. We are speaking about players that played many international matches, that were national team players, so they experienced different contexts. And I think that the best players, they thrive, they excel, they really get excited about experience, the highlights on the spotlights of the best stages that they can be involved on. So I think that all the team is excited about starting this competition that is the biggest on the continent. And obviously with the right emotions to transform then that energy on movement, on actions, on behaviors, and pursue the result with until the last drop of sweat. Okay, I think that, and thank you very much, it's a nice question. I think that in the last months, after the work that the team and the club and the coaches and the players all together did on the season that finished with the World Cup, we saw a lot of recognition on everybody. So we had a few awards last year, as you remember, regarding to the PSL competition. Then we had a nomination for the goal of the tournament on the Club World Cup from Lucas Ribeiro. Then now we have also the goal of Lucas nominated for the Puskas Award. We had Rowan nominated for the goalkeeper of the year on the CAF on the continent. You had the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, that by the way it's me, nominated between the best 20 on the world. But that are a few of the awards that these players deserve by the work they did throughout last season. I think it's totally credit. Any individual award is always the work and the reflex of the work of the players. I don't feel that myself, I'm better this year than I was before. I just had the chance to be in the context that allowed me to excel myself also and provide conditions for the players to do their job. And in a club that allowed me to be obviously in a position also to arrive then on the end in a position where I was. So what I see is that we need to continue that work. We need to continue that work. Obviously, I would like that Sundowns would have been the club of the year, and I'm pretty sure that if we had won the Champions League final, we would have been the club of the year. But anyway, I think, as I always say to you, that when I look on there and I see the name of the club between the 3 best on the year, I already feel happy, but I don't feel satisfied. We can always do better. We should look for better. Unfortunately, until the moment, we didn't achieve things that we wanted, but we also know that it's from now on that the statement will be done towards the success or unsuccess of the season. What we need to understand is this competition is a very tough one that needs to be played match after match, match after match. Don't think about the next stages, think about a very tough competition. So we are in a group where any team can make points, and the focus on the next match is very important, because I think that the team that will be able to make points or take more points against Saint-Eloi Lupopo can be a team that will give a step forward in the competition. And this team deserves from us a lot of respect, and that's how we're going to face the competition, so that in the end we can again have the name of the club and the name of few players in the CAF awards and in the best as we can show. It's very nice that when we speak about success and unsuccess, and yesterday you heard a coach speaking about success and unsuccess, and when he speaks about success, he spoke about Mamelodi Sundowns, and it's a coach that was recently playing against us. So when we see that the recognition of the work of the club is being done by the other people that also looks at us, and even in the moments that we don't win, that is absolutely fantastic, and we feel very proud, of course. I feel that we need to have a clear focus on winning competitions, and it's not only on winning Champions League. But I know that throughout the competition, everybody will take out of the pressure of their team, saying that we are the ones that should win, and they are the ones that are just participating. It started very quickly to this kind of speech. But for sure, what we will do is be loyal to ourselves. And being loyal to ourselves is obviously knowing that we have a desire, we have an intention. I don't think that the word obsession is the right one, because obsession for me is a little bit already a medical state. But a pursuit of an objective should be done with all the energy that you can put on. And that's what we obviously are going to put. A Champions League is a trophy that the club seeks for 10 years. Unfortunately, last year we were not able to give this pleasure to South Africa and to South Africa in general, but mostly to our fans and to our club. As you might imagine, myself, I'm even in a worse situation, because for 2 years in a row I am there and I could not win. But that will not take us nothing from us. Will give us energy to seek for an objective, understanding that in the end, by details, because it's always by details, there will be a team that win. And in that moment, we hope that we can be in that decisive moment, and with that we can be more strong. But there's a lot to do before arriving there, a lot. We should think about winning the group stage. Winning the group stage is the objective that we have now, and then we settle and we see. We'll see. Important is that we need to win the group stage, and to win that group stage, we need to win the next match. And the next match is the most important match of our lives. That's how we're gonna face this match.
I think we know the way how arrive to the final. I copy the things what the coach say. We need to go game by game, The most important is this weekend. Sabemos el camino que tenemos que tomar. Ya estuvimos en finales, en una final y en 2 semifinales en los años anteriores. Son cosas de detalles que tenemos que ir mejorando. Y creo que este año va a ser así, porque estamos trabajando bien, porque tenemos un grupo que siempre está unido y que tiene una convicción y una idea para llegar al objetivo final.
Well, I think it's obviously there's an alignment on the speech between Marcelo and myself, and what Marcelo said is that obviously that we know that we made the way there. We know that it's a detailed moment or many detailed moments that we need to make fall for our sides. But the most important thing is that you only arrive there if you win a lot of matches before on the competition. And if we're gonna start thinking about that moment and we lose the focus on what we have to do on Saturday and then on the next Friday and then in January, February or March when the matches will be played from the group stage, maybe we'll never arrive there. So focus on the daily basis, focus on the next match, and from there on the following one, and from there on the other one, and don't play before nothing, and don't give nothing as granted unless you fight for what you have to do so that you can arrive in the posterior stage.